What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. NBA DFS video. We are back. It is Tuesday. It is April 8th. We have a massive slate. Anything is massive compared to the two-game stinker that we had on Monday night. But that was because the national championship was on for the, college basketball. I don't want to say anything, but my bracket was 99.5% correct until Duke lost. I went from first place in every single thing to out of the money. So I'm not happy, but we are back. We have a big slate. The problem is we have a ton of players that are questionable because the playoffs start next week. So there are teams that are already in the playoffs that may hold back their players, especially on some back-to-backs and stuff like that. Specifically, the Lakers, I know LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves all have the questionable tag. We have to navigate the questionable guys. So if you've never been to the channel before, welcome. We have a massive breakdown on our MLB video, which I will link at the end of this video. But what we do here, anytime we have at least 5 games on the NBA slate, we give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks. So this is your first look at NBA on Tuesday, April 8th. So a lot of, we have 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks that we choose. The value will open up throughout the day. Specifically this week, we got to navigate it because there's going to be so many players that are out. This might be the most amount of players I've ever seen have a questionable tag right off the bat. So monitor that situation. We're going to talk about all of that right here. And then at the end, we're going to build you a DraftKings lineup and a FanDuel lineup. Now, these are early looks for your lineups. They most likely will change specifically this week. A lot. So we've done 10,000 simulations in the background. About an hour or an hour and a half before tip-off every main slate, we update the 20,000 simulations and we give you a ton of information under the NBA tab from Vegas odds all the way down to the cheat sheet. So the cheat sheet has like 6 to 7 plays at each position for cash, 6 to 7 plays at each position for tournaments. We've got simulations there as well. So make sure you go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. You can sign up for $10 a week. You can get $30 a month or $200 for a year, $500 for a lifetime. So that being said, we try to have a giveaway in these videos as well. So we already have 2 giveaways in the MLB video. So technically you could win 3 times. Here's all you got to do. Like the video, be a subscriber, and you got to leave a comment. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a chance at a free week of FTA+. That's all sports, MLB, NBA, NASCAR, PGA. Like, we are here. MMA. We are here. We got the Masters this week. If this video gets 100 likes, a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. So do that here and then go check out the MLB video for the 2 giveaways in that one. So what I was doing is I was looking at the Vegas odds here, and even with all of the questionable tags, we still have a few games that are double digit blowout potential factors. So looking at those, Memphis currently against Charlotte, 13.5 point favorite, 230.5 over under. Cleveland versus the Bulls, Cleveland's 11.5 point favorite, 238.5 over under. You got Washington at Indy. Indy is an 18.5 point favorite, 238.5 over under. And then the other 2 big ones as right now, OKC versus the Lakers. OKC currently 14.5 point favorite. I think it could be 19.5 if the big 3, LeBron, Austin Reeves, and Luka are all out of that game. And then the Clippers versus San Antonio. Clippers are currently 12.5 point favorites, 227.5. So looking at all of these, we've got all these blowout potential. We've got all of these people that are questionable. Play it safe this week. Maybe play a little bit down until the playoffs start. But I'm still going to bring you the content. We're still going to hopefully be able to bring you the fire here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over some plays at each position. Now, these most likely can and will change. Specifically today, there's so many people. So I've got Luka at the top, but I think he might miss. So it's the first game of a back-to-back. I've currently got him projected right around 55 fantasy points. Kind of monitor this situation. But if all those 3 are out, you're going to see a ton of value and ownership percentages with some of these Lakers bench players. You got SGA number 2 at the point guard position. We've got him right around 55 fantasy points as well. And then we got Josh Giddey against Cleveland, about 46 fantasy points. We move down the list a little bit. When I say mid-tier, I'm talking about 8K, right around 8K mark on DraftKings. Now, DraftKings has an 8-game slate. FanDuel has a 10-game slate. Again, they can never be the same slate. It's kind of annoying. So if we look at mid-tier here, Dyson Daniels right around 40 fantasy points. Derek White, who is questionable, but it looks like probable, right around 36 fantasy points. And Steven Castle right around 35. And then value. So right now, these are value plays. There will be way more value that opens up throughout the day. That's why I'll tell you, go check out the website a couple hours before tip-off. So value-wise, I'm looking usually on DraftKings right around the 5K mark or below. So we got Dante DiVincenzo right around 22 to 25 fantasy points. Anthony Black right around 22 to 25. And then Colin Gillespie against Golden State right around 20 to 24 fantasy points. Moving to the shooting guard. Donovan Mitchell out, Kobe White out, Reeves, Brown, questionable. Brown should play. Holiday should play, I believe. Is probable. Yeah, a lot, Herter, a lot of people are out. So we look at the top. Anthony Edwards right around 43 to 45 fantasy points. Tyrese Halliburton right around 43 to 45. A great matchup here, but again, if it's a huge blowout like they think it'll be, I think a lot of these players, the big name, the big priced guys are going to sit. You're going to have to find value today. We got Desmond Bane right around 38 to 42 fantasy points. Mid-tier in this area that we can find anyway. Looking at Devin Vassell right around 33 to 35. Bradley Beal right around 30 fantasy points. And Norman Powell right around 28 to 30. And then trying to find some value down here at 4 or 5K or below. Right in here. We've got Gary Trent Jr. right around 21 fantasy points. Lou Dort right around 22 to 25. I think he could get in a little bit of extra run if they do go up big here. And then Tyrese Martin right around 22 to 25 fantasy points. Looking at small forward. Now, I think LeBron's probably out. Tatum is very expensive that I don't even want to use right now. So the top two are out. So that's, I got Paolo Banchero right here against Atlanta, right around 45 to 48. Kawhi Leonard, who is questionable, but has got a great matchup against San Antonio. 29th DVP, right around 43 to 45. And then Franz Wagner against Atlanta, 23rd DVP, right around 42 to 45 fantasy points as well. We move down the list here to mid-tier. And I'm looking right in this area right here. So if we're looking at this, and you're trying to find some value here, and it'll depend, or not value, but mid-tier. It will depend. Like some of these plays, you can use them at these positions on FanDuel, but you can't on DraftKings for whatever reason. I've got Josh, or mid-tier. I've got Josh Hart right around 35 fantasy points in this area. OG Anunoby right around 35, and Kyle Kuzma right around 32 to 35. And then the value. Early value showing up in the simulations and projections. Karis LeVert right around 22 to 25. Aaron Nesmith, which he might come off the bench and get the 20-plus minutes here. I think we could be pretty good there, about 22 to 25. And then Zaire Williams against New Orleans, 19th DVP, about 21 to 24 fantasy points. Now we look at the power forward position. Giannis is at the top. I think he plays. I think I want to pay up for him. He's a picture of the video in the article. And I forgot to mention, we're going to go over some of these plays here, but if you want to see even more that we don't talk about, it's in this article, which is down below in the description, which you can also find the link to our absolutely free Discord, where we give you some of the plays, value, and core for the day. So I've got Giannis right now, 28 DVP, right around 60 to 65 fantasy points. I've got Evan Mobley right around 42 to 45, and Miles Bridges right around 42 to 45 as well. Mid-tier in the same area here. Depending on where you want to go, I've got Jalen Williams right around 39 fantasy points. Got Jaren Jackson Jr. right around 37 to 39. And Chet Holmgren right around 36 to 40 fantasy point range. Then mid-tier for power forward, right in this area that we're looking for. Carlo Makovic right around 22 to 25. Obi Toppin right around 22 to 25. And DeAndre Hunter, 24th DVP for Chicago, right around 22 to 24 fantasy. And then finally, we get to the center position. We already got Giannis out of the way. We got Karl Anthony Towns. Not the best matchup here. First DVP. So the worst matchup you could possibly have. right around 46 to 48. But if the game gets out of hand, maybe he stays in there, gets some extra minutes there. Next up is Nikola Vucevic. Now, he is also questionable, about 39 to 40 fantasy points. And Onyeka Okongwu right around 39 to 40 fantasy points as well. Mid-tier, we're looking at Isaiah Hartenstein right around 33 fantasy points. Jarrett Allen right around 31 to 35. And Brook Lopez right around 32 to 35 fantasy points. And then value today, none have like jumped out right now. But Yves Missy right around 26 to 30. Zach Edey, 21st DVP against Charlotte, right around 26 to 30 as well. And then Yusuf Nurkic going up against Memphis, 13th DVP, right around 24 to 28 fantasy. Now, those are just some of the plays. Now, they're not all of them. We'll have all of the plays in the website. You go NBA. We have the Vegas odds. We'll update usually in the mornings. By noon, we'll update those. Simulations for both FanDuel and DraftKings. You got fantasy points allowed by position. You got chalk. So if you're playing cash games, you want to follow that chalk. If you're playing tournaments, you want to look at the chalk. You want to look at the projections and the ownership projections. And you want to fade the chalk because that's how you make your money. We also have projections for DraftKings and FanDuel and the cheat sheet that I talked about. So on the website, we do have all of that. And then we have some sample lineups to look at, just kind of like what we're building here. But they're not an end-all be-all. Don't just be on the lookout for them. You're not paying for FTA Plus for lineups. They are a part of it to show a good starting point, but don't just copy and paste. We're trying to make your better DFS player. So that's what I have here. Now we're going to build you guys a DraftKings lineup and a FanDuel lineup real quick. Now, when we build these are obviously the first look. There's so many questionable guys. I wanted to get your mind in a good place for this. But again, there's so many people that are most likely going to be ruled out. Maybe they've already been ruled out depending on when you watch this video. If you watch it later throughout the day, a lot of these plays may already be ruled out. And that's completely fine. It's just the part of the season where, Sunday's the last day of the regular season, which is wild. I can't believe it. I remember when this started in October. I remember when we started in October and you guys were excited, and then really out of nowhere, the regular season's done already. So that is a DraftKings lineup right there. Very boomer bust. We pay down at some positions. The bench players, it's going to be contingent on if the games get out of hand, or if they are a bench player, they need to get minimum 20 minutes to feel comfortable, or at least 1.5 fantasy points per minute to make us like pay off the salary, regardless of what they are. And then I've already built the DraftKings or the FanDuel one. Miles McBride. I mean, you can just see game time decision, game time decision, game time decision. These two are already projected to play. Miles McBride, I believe, is also projected to play. And then we've built around there. So there's your kind of short little breakdown for NBA on Tuesday. We'll have more information on the website. Well, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can either get those down below here, or you can ask some questions in the completely free Discord. We go back and forth. If I'm not able to help you guys, there's always someone in the community that could help you, whether or not you ask about certain bets, whether or not you ask about your build of your lineup, or if you're looking for certain plays. Hopefully one of us has you there. So that is what I've got in this video. Let's have a fantastic Tuesday. If you have not, make sure you go check out our MLB content. We put out so much in there, and we're helping everybody out every single day. We've made a lot of winners, and I want to make you guys winners as well. So good luck on this Tuesday. Good luck with NBA, betting, DFS, whatever you're doing. And as always, bring home some bacon. Peace.